George Bush has caught Richard Milhouse Nixon. He's caught him. 24%, the lowest approval rating ever. Congratulations. And also, the approval rating Richard Nixon had the day he resigned. The day he resigned. For fear of impeachment. 24%. Well, you want to woo-woo? Congratulations, George W. Bush. You've caught Richard Nixon. I hope you're happy. 24% is the approval rating Nixon had when he stepped down. You know what that means? Nixon thought, I have no other choices. I've lost everyone in the country. If I tried to stay and fight, I would lose. And then my Republican senators have come to the White House and told me, I gotta go. They pulled a Larry Craig on me. You gotta go, you gotta go. We can't have it, right? That's where George Bush is right now. But what's the difference between Richard Nixon and George Bush? And by the way, John Dean has said on many occasions, former White House counsel to Richard Nixon involved in Watergate, that, in fact, he wrote a book called Worse Than Watergate. The things that Bush has done is worse than what Bush has done, whether it's the torturing or the illegal wiretapping or the illegal war and the made-up reasons for it, etc. What is the difference between what happened to Nixon and what happened to Bush? And this is what I think a lot of people don't get. Certainly the media doesn't get it because it is the media. The Washington media sits there and pretends as if everything is normal. As if the country doesn't despise George W. Bush. As if they can't stand him and they've had enough of him. And he's got to go, and they understand his crimes. And they understand his abuses. But the Washington crowd doesn't. Inside the Washington bubble, it's hunky-dory. Everybody's still going to the tea parties. Everybody's still going to the cocktail parties and eating their little, hors d'oeuvres and drinking their wine together and saying, oh, tut-tut, I guess Rumsfeld was a little subpar, although when he was in office, we loved him and supported him for 80% of his term until, at the end, his approval rating got to like minus 87% in the country. 24% for the president. Those are pre-coup numbers. If that happened in Venezuela or in Uganda, right now there'd be a general warming up the troops to take over the leadership. What are we talking about here? That's when they showed Nixon the door. 24% in the latest Zogby poll. And what is Washington's reaction? Ho-hum. Oh, the Democrats, they would be better off if they work with the president more. Are you nuts? To work with a president that's at 24%? No, the Democrats in Congress would be much better off if they fought tooth and nail against that president. You would have to be institutional to write articles like David Broder and Ignatius and the Washington Post have, which is tut-tut Democrats in Congress. You would be so much better off if you just compromised with the president. Who would want to compromise with a guy who's the most unpopular, deeply unpopular, consistently unpopular president of all time?
The key for me is to keep expectations low.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Expectations are very low. The only people still invested in this government are the people inside the Washington bubble, whether it's the Republicans in Congress, whether it's the Democrats in Congress, and whether it's the media in Congress. In Washington, D.C.